Hello. So a lot of my friends have asked me about how much does it cost to go on a hiking trip, or how much it costs to go hiking overall, and it's quite expensive. You have to buy all your gear aside from Philmont. They've been mainly asking about Philmont, and they want to know how much it costs. I mean, besides the actual Philmont trip, like paying Philmont Scout Ranch, which costs about $2,000. It's a lot, but camping can be quite expensive, and I'm going to be plugging in all the numbers to a calculator about how much it costs, the average from what I've seen from my experience. So I have a TI 84 Plus. So starting out with a tent, good tent, I'd spend about $300 for, so then that's immediately $300 plus a footprint that's normally $40, $340, plus extra stakes. You always need extra stakes for tents and stuff like that, because they never give you enough. So assuming you have 4 guidelide points, that's probably about $5, not much, but so that's pretty much all for your tents. Trekking poles can range from about $50 to gosh, I've seen $200 trekking poles, so I'm just gonna put them at $100, a nice middle ground. That's already I forgot to add the last variable, so plus 345. Alright, so you're already at 445. A good backpack costs about $200, so that's a lot. I keep forgetting to plug the other number in. Alright, 645, and you've barely gotten anything. But those are mostly the big items, but there's always a lot of other small stuff like socks. Socks are really expensive. They can be like $10 a pair for hiking socks, and you normally have 3 pairs. So that's another $30. After socks, there's boots. Those cost about $100, $100 to $200. I normally buy them at about $100. What else? Oh, first aid kits. Those are really expensive. They can be to fully stock it. If you didn't pay a lot, then you probably didn't pay for a good one. Those can be like $50 to several $100, so I'm just going to put it at $75. Pretty standard. And again, I forgot to put in the other number. Alright. Alright, so you're already at almost $1,000 for a hiking trip, and you've barely gotten any gear. So as you can see, it's really expensive, but you always buy your gear over time. You never buy it all at once, or else you will be financially depleted. So $850, and then what was that? That was the first aid kit. Water bottles, about $10 a piece, 3 liters, so that's another $30. So now you're at $880. Water filtration system, that costs about $40 unless you buy iodine tablets, which never get out all the sediment. There's also stoves. Stoves are really expensive from what I've seen. The average one costs around $70. So you're $10 away from $1,000, and of course you need stuff to cook with. That's another $30 for all your silverware and stuff. Then you have to have fuel. It's about $20. Then you have to have mess gear. That's 20 bucks, assuming that you're a minimalist. Alright, and of course you have to have a lighter, depending on what you use. I'm just going to put that at 5, because I use a Ronson lighter. There's also those cheap Bic lighters. If I've forgotten anything. Oh yeah, hiking clothes. So, 2 pairs of pants at about $30 a piece, assuming they're good hiking pants. Sliders, everything that you would need would probably be about 20. Moisture wicking shirts, it's about 40 for everything. A hat. If you get sunglasses, but that's optional, so I'm not going to put that there. Then there's Reindeer. Reindeer is really expensive. Assuming you get a really nice jacket, which is about $100. And rain pants, which are a little less, but still really nice ones are expensive. So that's about $50. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, rope and bear bag. Rope is really expensive. Bear bag, I'm not sure. I've never purchased either, but I know that rope can be like, I don't know. Rope is expensive. It can be several dollars a foot. Unfortunately, that's not the type of rope that you'd use. It's probably about 50 cents per foot, and you need a lot of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at 30, plus the bear bag. The bear bag doesn't cost much, it still costs something. And then there's sleeping bags. You can get an okay one for $100. A good sleeping pad costs $50. Flashlights, those are expensive. I'm going to put that at $30. Depending on your preference, some people like to buy $60 flashlights, which I don't see the point in. So, let me think, is there anything else? Oh yeah, toiletries. That's going to cost about $20 for all your toiletries. Cleaning stuff, all that. Is there anything else? I know that there's more. Alright. I'm gonna come back to you when I find more. Alright, so just remembered a knife. Depending on your preference, again, some people like to buy really expensive knives, some people don't, so that ranges from about $20 for a cheap one to about $200 for a really good one, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not going to put 20, that's actually not very standard. 50. Alright. And then you need a dining fly, which is completely optional, so I'll leave that out. I just had something. Oh yeah, hatchet. I mean, it's again, it's kind of optional, but they're really useful, so I always take one. You can get one from Walmart for about 20 bucks. If you want to bring a chair, I found those to be expensive for God knows why. So that's already really expensive. It's at $1,725. So one more thing to add is, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, pat cover, I forgot that. That's about $20. I don't remember, but I do remember the price of the option of it, which was only about 20 bucks. Actually, it was more than that. I just remembered it. It's about 40 bucks. And that's just overall maintaining things, kits, stuff like that. Like tent patching kits, sleeping pads, cleaning stove, stuff like that. I mean, it's a bunch of little stuff that I don't want to list out, but that's always something that you have to take into account. And so this is your overall cost, $1,785. And I have, I know I have all of that, and I did not buy it at once. Over the course of several years, I had to get that all. But a good place to buy it is REI. Their return policy is great. You can return it, and even if you don't even have, even if you don't have a good reason, they'll still return it for you. And then they sell the used gear and auctions. So people were, oh, what did I just do? I accidentally added $40, so I'm gonna subtract that. My bad. Alright, so we're back at what we were at. So that's just one person. If you're camping in a group, that's going to come from different sources, and it's not going to cost near as much for a single person. Like, I have most of this stuff in my house. It doesn't necessarily belong to me, and I wouldn't just take it off a shelf and use it. I mean, it's my parents', but so we use it on Philmont shakedowns, and different things come from different sources. Like, I know that I don't bring a mallet, which is another optional thing, but somebody in my Philmont crew brings it. There's a bunch of stuff like water filtration. I don't bring that, somebody else does, but unfortunately, if you're camping on your own, you're going to have to bring that. Camping on your own is dangerous, really dangerous, and you can subtract about $50 for the tent, because one-man tents tend to be cheaper. So if you're camping on your own, that's about how much. So $1,785 or $35, depending on how many people you're camping with. So that's quite a lot. Obviously, you wouldn't just go to REI and buy that all at once. I mean, it's really expensive, and this number will vary greatly, like in several $100 range, depending if you're a minimalist, if you'll pay more for higher quality, or just generally how much money that you have to spend. So if you think, oh, I want to take up hiking, all of a sudden I would advise that you start out small camping with groups around you, and then slowly buy your gear, camp out by camp out, until you have all your gear. So that's really it. Bye.